Welcome, welcome, everybody. This is Diane Covington. So, as you all know, a few weeks ago, I did a short video on the skincare test panel. And because I really think it's so smart to get all of the customers that we currently already have on skincare, and then to take those clients and to continue to grow. So grab a piece of paper just to give you a recap. This is a 7-day skincare test panel that we're doing. Um, the group I'm focusing on first is who has ever bought product from me that's not on skincare. Now, I was going through my records and I have two people who bought repair from me almost a full year ago that are not they're buying pieces of it now. Like the gal keeps ordering just the eye cream. And then occasionally she'll order the day, but she's not ordering the cleanser, the lifting serum. And I know she's out of those things. So specifically, my number one focus is who has purchased product from me that is not on skincare. Then the second group for me is who have I facialed, let's say in the last 12 months, that hasn't maybe bought anything from me, or maybe they bought just from me one time. All right. Third thing is who do I know that I think would be great to have on skincare? Maybe it is a new neighbor. Maybe it's a gal that I just met. Like I was at a speed networking thing for our chamber and I met 3 or 4 amazing professional corporate women. I haven't even facial them yet, but they'd be a perfect candidate. So kind of be making that kind of a list. If you're new, you could even just focus on 12 women you know who want to take care of their skin. Even if they don't have a system now, doesn't mean they don't want a system. Okay. All right. So here's what happens is you send out, and I'm going to go on to boards really quick. So I want to show you this. Now, even if you're not in my boards and you have your director may not even have boards, um, you hold on one second. So I'm just going to share these with you because anybody can access these. Okay. So the first thing is here's been my experience, and I'm just going to tell you guys what's working for me, and if hopefully it'll work for you as well. So first of all, I don't want to give them a lot of info. It's like, why would you explain to someone every ingredient in a recipe and give them all the mouth-watering ingredients and how great it looks if they're absolutely not hungry and don't want to taste the food? So all I do is send them this picture, which just is super basic. Mary Kay Skincare Test Panel 7-day trial. Contact your MK consultant for details. That's pretty basic, right? But what I'm doing is with that, I'm sending this text. Hey, Jennifer, it's Diane with Mary Kay. We just launched. Now, Jennifer would know me. If I've only met Jennifer once, I might say, this is Diane Covington with Mary Kay. We met at the speed networking event. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't have a rapport with her, or maybe I've met her once or twice, I might our kids go to class together and they're in the same, we both have, Mrs. Smith as their teacher, whatever. So identify yourself. Then I say, and try to make it not wordy. I'm not good at that. I suck at everything is wordy, but I then go back and edit it. We just launched a 7-day skincare test panel. And I thought of you because I'd love your input. Would you like more details? So women typically are curious or nosy, however you want to say it. They're curious by nature. All right. So if you put this script with that very first Canva flyer that just says MK Skincare Test Panel, that's all I send. Now, I had a goal to send this out to like 80 people and I was going to send them all out in a day. And then I thought, ooh, if they all text me back and say, yes, I want details, and then I send them the second thing, and then I got to get on the phone, I don't want 2 or 3 days to go by before I get back to them. That wouldn't look good. So I broke mine into groups of 10. And I just to make it easy, because I didn't want to rewrite everybody, I just printed out my PCP list and I went down and I said, okay, so who are the first 10 I want to send this to? And I literally just took like a highlighter and I went down 10 and then I drew a line. So that was day one. Day two, I went down 10. If they weren't on skincare, drew another line. Those were day two. And I kept this going. So once they had the first picture, then with that sample text, then I send them this. This doesn't need a lot of explanation. It tells on here, choose your skincare regimen with the help of your consultant. That would be you. Next thing is get your travel size go set for half off. Now, what I did is I laid on the floor of my office all 3 go sets. So I grabbed one of these, one of the 3D, one of the, hold on, let me get all these. One of the 3D, one of the repair, and then one of the Mary Kay skincare. And I laid them all on the floor. And so I sent the picture of these with this. So it's actually 2 pictures in one text. One just has these, and you don't have to do that. You could even, what would be even more fun now that I think about it, would be a picture of me. Well, not literally of me, because you'd want to send it to your customers, but just I would take like a selfie maybe of me holding all three of these up, like smiling like this, or you could even do something silly like this. And I'm going to send a picture of this, or at least these, ideally, just because I have a lot of detailed customers with it. So it says set your travel size, blah, blah, blah. Here's the deal. Pinky promise, use your go set. I don't you need to read this whole thing to you, but they're basically going to try it for 7 days. If they love it, they're going to take however much they paid for their go set at half price. Okay, so if they buy the repair, it's 19 plus tax. They're going to take that and apply it toward a full size set. If they're not a fan, they get their money back. And I'm anticipating, I'm going low. I'm going to say 75% of the people are going to want to buy a set. Now, I don't know. I think that's a low percentage because I think it's going to be higher than that. But maybe you're thinking you don't even want to count on that. Maybe you think 50 or 60% are going to do it. It says excited, text or call me right away. So as soon as they get this, then they respond to you. Then what I do is I would pick up the phone. So, and then here's a quick video that I did. It was about 7 minutes long that explains how to do this. So in the last 2 weeks, let me share with you what's happened. Okay, so first of all, and this is not just from me, this is from a few of my consultants as well that have tried this. This is the feedback that I'm getting from my unit and from my customers. They're saying, some are like, they're saying, oh yeah, send me the thing. And then they get the second thing and they don't respond. So then I'm trying to keep track of like, wait, who did I send it to? Who got text one? I call it T1 and T2. Text one is, do you want more details? Text two is that one with the picture of me as well as the details. So that would be T2. And then after that, so my coding goes T1, T2, and then C meaning call them. So whatever system you want to have. Now, when you deliver the go, so you got to keep track of who's responding to your first text. Because if you guys are going to send this out, you need to have a system. Trust me, this last week or two has been comical when I'm working with my consultants on this. Second thing is keep track of who you send the first text to, who responds, who doesn't respond. Just because they don't respond means maybe it never went through. How many times I have all the time my kids will say, Mom, I sent you a picture. I never got it. They have an iPhone. I have a Samsung. I don't know if that's why, but a lot of times I don't get texted pictures, or I text someone a picture or a comment and they don't get it. So here's my mentality is if they don't respond, it's never because they're not interested. It means they didn't get the text. I just assume they didn't get the text. Okay. So who did you send the first text out? And they responded. Now, again, my coding is T1. If they respond to, I circle it. Just whatever simple system you want to use. Then I would put T2. And then if they respond to that, I circle it. And then I put C, meaning I've called them. So I had two people who sent me back the second text over the weekend. I still haven't called them. That's on me. Typically, you want to really, I know Monday was a holiday. So they texted me on Monday and I'll get back to them this evening. So those are all important things. Now, the next thing is when can you jump on the phone to find out about their skin? If they are a minimalist, this has been the hard part for me. Some of them are minimalist. They're like, well, I don't know which skincare system do you recommend? I said, well, you have two choices. There's the 3D, which is amazing anti-aging with resveratrol, but it's going to slow things down. Repair is literally what I use, and it throws things in reverse. Like it's major anti-aging, but it is one extra step. It's a little more expensive because it's a premium line. It's got time-release retinol and incredible ingredients, plant stem cells, all of that. So it's up to you. And I said, it's kind of the difference between, do you want to sample caviar or do you want to sample a really good hamburger? Would you like to sample the filet mignon? So I said, totally up to you. And so some of them are going, no, I want to try the repair. I'm like, okay, great. So one is deciding in the column of your tracking thing, what skincare system are you going to deliver? Now here's the other important thing. What date are you delivering it? Now, I'm in the process. I didn't have a chance to make it today, but we're making a new Canva that has the date that has on it. Congratulations, you are on the 7-day trial. Please respond back so I know you got this. Your start date is this and your ending date is this. So it says that in the text, not in the flyer. The flyer just says congratulations, and I'll post that by tonight. Congratulations, you are part of our skincare test panel. Please let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to use it morning and evening, blah, blah, blah. Not a lot of detail, very little detail. But in your text that you send them, you can say, so excited for you, Lori. Your start date is September 3rd. Your end date is whatever 7 days later is. All right, now, this is super important. This is what I learned this last 2 weeks. You need to text her on usually day 1 or day 2. So like if Lori said that she's committed to starting on September 3rd, which is tomorrow, I'm going to text Lori, like in the middle of the afternoon, congratulations, was this morning one? And she might go, oops, I totally forgot. It's still in my purse. Okay, you want to find that out now, not when you on day five say, are you loving it? It's still in her purse. So you guys need to write down in a column, what day is she starting and what day is she ending? And then I'm going to say to her, so Lori, your date to be done is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So technically you're done on the 9th. I'd love to give you a call on the 10th. Is morning, noontime, or evening better? And she's going to go, oh, call me on the 10th at noontime. I said, great. So I'm going to look in my date book and I'm going to go to the 10th and I'm going to put Lori test panel. I already know that that's why she's in my date book. I'm going to call her to get her feedback. Now, I said to her, if you end up falling in love with it before the 7 days is over, just let me know and we can connect sooner. I'm not going to plant anything but a positive seed. Plant absolutely. I'm not going to say, and if you don't like it, let me know. It's like, I don't even want to put that out there. Does that make sense? But you're going to need a system because what happens is all of a sudden you've delivered 5 and you're like, wait, what day did I deliver that? Was that Tuesday or Wednesday? And wait, what system did she have? And where's my receipt? Trust me. Now, you could do something, and I know a lot of you are probably pros at making a cute little Canva flyer, and maybe you're great at Excel. I'm not great at any of those things. So I literally just got this is an old salt Thor column from like the dollar store. And all it has is like accounting paper. Do y'all see this? It's just like graphs. And I have on here name. That's the customer's name. If you want to put her phone number, great. Date she started, date she ended, skincare system. So I put in there like repair, 3D, MK skincare, like whatever it is. And then did she purchase it? And so in that column will be either yes or no. Super basic. Now, if it's a really positive experience and she falls in love with it, I'm obviously going to share with her the Mary Kay Career opportunity. I'm going to say, well, Lori, I know this, you fell in love with the repair set. It's $215 plus you get 18 plus tax off of it. Super excited to have you as a client. By the way, here are the special deals. So since your purchase is, what would it be, like 196 or whatever, I'm going to say to Lori, that's so close to 200. I'm just going to like mentally round it up. So you could choose up to 4 items on the special deals for September. She might go, what's that? And say, well, it qualifies you to get 4 things at half price. Now she's like, what? She goes, I had no idea Mary Kay had all these specials. And so she might choose 2, 3, 4 things from the September special deals, like body care, or she might, whatever's on there for September. Okay. But I'm going to say to her, so Lori, do you know that you can also get 50% as a hostess, but you can also get 50% as a consultant? Did you know that? And she'll go, no, how does that work? Say, well, if you want to have a party, you could do this, or you could, and they're like, wow, I had no idea. So it is about a system, you guys, because here's what I'm going to tell you. Once you've delivered or you've got 7 or 8 people, what happens if somebody says to you, oh, yes, I'd like to do it? And then a day goes by, 2 days go by, 4 days go by. Now she's like, she seemed awful excited for me to listen to watch something, but she hasn't responded. So your follow-up on this is going to make or break it. So I'd love for you guys to type in the chat any comments, of course, or any questions, but your system has to be key. So some of the things you might put on your Excel sheet, if you have them, I would probably put their phone number, because then if you need to reach them, I've got plenty of space on here to put their name and their number. So you could put their name and their number. Then it might be T1, like that would be the first text. What date did you send it? So you could put in the top of a column, T1, text 1. What day did you send that? I would just do like 9-2, which means I sent it on September 2nd, whatever. So it could be T1, T2, and then C, which is your first text, your second text, and your third one is what day did you call her? Because let's say you do text 1, she's excited. You send her text 2, she goes, great, what do I need to do? Say, great, what time can I call you? Call me tomorrow on my lunch break. So you do exactly like she said. You call tomorrow on her lunch break. You get her voicemail. You guys, when you're doing this to 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 people, or you're just getting past the age of 50, you won't remember who you've called. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being totally serious. So you might go, okay, of those 4 ladies, who did I call? So you want to track when did you send them text 1, text 2, when did you call them? If you, under the call column, if I leave a message, I just put an M for message. It's pretty simple, or VM, voicemail, or whatever initials you want to use. So you should be able to look at a sheet of paper and say, wow, I've got 19 women's names on here. I've reached out to 19. I've delivered 7 skincare sets. 3 have already started, 1 starting today. Like, you need to know that. And let me tell you why that's key. That is going to make or break your success in this program. You could do this program all the way through the end of the year. My goal is to have 15 people, 13 actually, because that's Mary Kay's lucky number, say yes to the skincare by the 15th. Well, okay, if I'm going to give them out skincare sets, that means I think the 7th can be my last day. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. No, so I could deliver them as late as the 8th or the 9th. That's cutting it really tight. Probably the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So probably the 7th is the last day that I'm going to be able to drop off sets, have them use them for 7 days and get their feedback. If you're wanting to finish your star for the quarter, this is really, really important. Now, let's just say she's got oilier skin and she decides on the repair. She calls you on day 3, because this happened to me once. She calls me on day 3 and she said, these products are just too rich. I'm a soap and water kind of girl. I don't think I'm going to like this. I said, you know what? I kind of thought that might happen. So I'm going to be in your neighborhood tomorrow. Could I swap it out for a different skincare? It's lighter, it's thinner. She goes, yeah, because I really have more combination skin. So I'm going to give her the mini miracle set for combo to oily skin. Okay, does that make sense? So you need to keep track. Again, their name, their phone number, however, I don't care if it's on Excel sheet, spreadsheet. Do not take a week, you guys, to design a sheet. Literally, grab a piece of paper and just start drawing lines. Name and phone number, right? Text 1, text 2, C for call. And then you want to know what skincare system are they going to try, the date they started, and the projected date when they end. And did they purchase? Just so you can kind of keep track. Now, let's say on day 7, she texts you back and says, not really a fan. I think I'm just going to stick to soap and water. Like, you're going to probably get one of those. Okay. So you're going to say, well, I'll be by in 4 days. Can you just put it out on your porch and I'll come by and pick it up? And the reason you want to do that is you're going to send that back as a product return under product replacement. Then they just didn't like it. And Mary Kay will ship you a brand new one. Okay. I anticipated doing more repair than the other. So I ordered 16 repair minis. And then I ordered 10 dry to normal and only 5 combo to oily, because I just sell a lot more dry to normal skincare. Okay. And then I also have at least 6 of each of the mattifying and the hydrating Mary Kay skincare, because you're going to find people whom either have a daughter or their skin is hypersensitive, and you can put that on it. Now, one of my gals, Katie, her daughter, who is now moving out here from Iowa, her daughter is 19. And I said, oh my gosh, would your daughter like to be on a test panel? She goes, sure. Does she try the same thing I did? I said, no, no, no. She's not going to care about anti-aging. Can I give you a skincare system for her? Do you mind if I text your daughter? And she goes, no, not at all. So she gave me her daughter, Sarah's phone number. And I texted Sarah and said, hey, I understand you're moving back to California. You're going to be living with your mom. Would you like to be on the skincare panel? She was, yeah, but she was, I'm literally driving cross country. I won't be there till Thursday. I said, that's okay. I'm going to see your mom Friday. Would you be willing to do this? Can I send you details? She goes, sure. So I sent her the second thing that explained the details, because she's driving cross country. She texted me back, sounds good. So I said, well, do you have a second so I can call and find out what to give you? We had probably a 15-minute conversation, because she was driving. She probably had nothing else to do. She might have been out in the middle of nowhere. But she said to me, so what is the skincare system going to do? And I explained it to her, and I told her how sensitive skin it was. And she says, well, I'd really love to also try charcoal mask. And I said, well, I'll tuck a little sample in there. She goes, my mom raves about your charcoal mask. But again, I'm putting that down on this grid sheet. So you guys, here's the bottom line. Just have a system, get people on, but the follow-up is key. So if you deliver it on the 2nd, you better text her on the 3rd, because guess what she's going to say? Oh, it's still in my bathroom. Oh, it's still in my car. It's still in my purse. Or they might say, now especially with the repair, they dump it all out and they're like, okay, now what is the order of this again? And I said, do you have a Sharpie? Draw on the cap, the lid of the cap, 1 for cleanser, 2 for lifting serum, 3 for the 2 day and the night, or in 4 for eye, or unless you do the eye first, whatever you do. Anyway, so that you can deal with that. Okay. So I hope these tips help. In talking to some of the consultants, one of them said, well, I delivered it, but I don't know if she started, because I didn't write down what day I delivered it. And so I'm almost like laughing, going, wow, here's some little holes that I didn't think we really needed to explain, but I'm finding that they're key, right? Because you've got to have all the details. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Please feel free to give me your feedback. And I know you're going to have great success getting people on the skincare test panel. And set a goal. Set a goal for yourself. How many skincare customers would you like to add this month? Not counting new faces. Of course, you're going to do those. But from the women who already know you, what if you could add 5, 10, 15 skincare customers? I know you can do that because if I can do it, you can totally do it. All right, you guys have a blessed day.